Hey guys, this is Lone Heartfelt here, bringing you another deck profile. This time, it's going to be the Royal Paladin's Dual Knight build. So this is a build I made for, well, someone important to me. Let's just say that. And yeah, it's not really my build. So my build actually is different. I would upload that in a future episode, but since it's not really complete yet, I can't really do that, so I'm just gonna start with this. So let's get it on. First of all, as you can see here, the starter we have here is Dreaming Dual Knight Tiffany. Tiffany is actually a really good card because its ability is when moving into the soul, you can choose two other Dual Knight rear guards and give them both plus 3000. And yeah, you can set up 2 columns to reach the next magic number against your opponent's, well, let's just say 11k attacker, and I'll just reach the next magic number and force at least 10k shield away from them. Or if you're lucky with your opponent not having any 5k guards, you have the potential to kick off 20k shields, just like that. People keep telling me that Heloise is a better starter, but no. Well, it depends. It depends, really. But that plus 3k in this situation really doesn't help much, especially with what I'm running right here. Now, it's like I can't put Heloise into another rearguard column and expect it to hit for like 21k or something. It can only hit for 20k with the help of the 12k attacker, and yeah, it doesn't really help much. So a normal 7k booster would do pretty much the same thing. My Vanguard, the grade 3 I'm using is, you know what, let's just, yeah, I'll go to that later. So that's all for my starter. Next, we'll talk about the G units of the deck. Unlike the Omega deck, I will remember to actually include it this time. Okay, so here we go. First off, I ran 2 copies of Holy Dragon, Saint Blow Dragon. Now, Saint Blow Dragon's ability is to open up one other Saint Blow Dragon in the generation zone. For every other Royal Paladin, hold on, I can't really, for every other Royal Paladin unit, it gains plus 3000. If the face-up card in your generation zone is 2 or more, you plus 1 critical. So yeah, it's a high power crit 2 thing. You, with a full field, that's no problem for Dual Knights or any Royal Paladins. With your full field, you get plus 15,000. So yeah, it really hurts a lot, but I don't really have the need to run 4 copies because yeah, I only really need to use it one time, since my Vanguard really normally already hits for like, yeah, also high numbers and high critical, so I don't beat him that much. Next off is Shrouded Divine Knight Garblade. Did I pronounce it right? Shrouded Divine Knight Garblade. So its ability is, if I hit the opponent's Vanguard, I can check the deck for a grade 2 and superior call it to a rearguard circle. It's a really good card, a good one to start off as your first strike, just because it just gains you a lot of advantages, the Dual Knight deck, since you can pull like any other Dual Knights, grade 2 Dual Knights out that gets you another grade 1 Dual Knight. It's just yeah, it helps you fill up the field way fast. So yeah, it's a really good card. And some people actually is afraid of this card, so they keep not letting it hit. So it's a waste of their shield as well. Putting a 5k boost behind it, it's a 31k. So think of all the shields your opponent just lost right there. Okay, now next off, I run 2 copies of the vanilla strike unit. Heat Elemental, Magum. Oh god, I really am terrible in pronouncing the English name for this. Just Magum. Let's just go with that. Guys, please do correct me if I say the names wrong. Like, seriously. So, it's a 16k base strike unit. I can't say much about that. No other skills. That card is actually more of the payment cost for my next strike unit, which is 2 copies of Slow Element Liza. The skill is Counterblast 1, turn a card in the generation zone face up. It doesn't have to be himself, so I can open up Megum. And for every card face up in the generation zone, this card gets plus 5,000. Now this is a really good card because especially during like the end of the game, just you have like a lot of strat units face up by now, and every one of them gets you plus 5,000. I think I did explain this card in the Omega deck profile there, so if you guys want, just yeah, go check it out. Okay, that's all for the grade 4s. Now we'll continue with the grade 3s. First off, the avatar of my someone special, leading Jewel Knight Salome. Yeah, people say Salome isn't really that good anymore, but I have to disagree. No, with this era of people using Legion units and Strat units, some people actually try to mess you up by going for the grade 2 formation, just riding grade 2 not to grade 3 until they feel like it's the time to screw you up. Just get stuck in grade 3, you can't really do much. It really hurts, to be honest. I've been hit by that, but I'm using a strike deck and I literally can't do much. My grade 3 at that moment is just a vanilla grade 3, that's all. Yeah, it sucks. With Salome though, I can punish my opponents that actually try to do that. Its ability is Limit Break. If I have 4 other Jewel Knight rear guards, this unit plus 2k and plus 1 critical. So it's a 12k alone. Showing a 7k behind it would make it 19k with a crit 2. My opponent normally would be a grade 2 9k unit, so screw you. Yeah. This card is actually also good for early critical, since the other Jewel Knight cards that want to hit hard, or just all the strat units that want to hit hard with criticals, they can't really do much if they don't have the field. Salome here can develop the field. So what you can do is the other skill, which is Especially Counterblast 2. Search your deck for up to 1 Jewel Knight unit and call it to the rearguard circle. You can fetch any Jewel Knights. They can call other ones, like, if I want to give an example, it's Jewel Knight Sword Me. Counterblast 2, call Sword Me. Counterblast 1, call another grade 1 unit. And the unit that you can call is this card. I'll explain it. Yeah, I'll just explain it right now. Jewel Knight Saber Me, it's the card that allows Limit Break before 4 damage. If you have the field, but without, how should I say this? If you have the field, but you don't have enough damage to activate Limit Break, Calbas 2, fetch out the combo I just told you earlier. Fetch Sword Me, fetch Saber Me, a Limit Break. Yeah, so it really helps against the grade 2 opponents. Now, that's all for Salome. Continuing on, I run 3 copies of my avatar. Prevail Jewel Knight Crap! I can't even pronounce the name of my avatar. Hold on. Prevail Jewel Knight Purivelu Jewel Knight Ivan. I'll just say in the Japanese name. Guys, please do tell me how do I pronounce it in English. Just, yeah, tell me. So, what this card does is like a so-called upgraded version of Salome. Its ability is, when in Legion, if I have 6 or more Jewel Knight units, I get to plus 5k and plus 1 critical. Units, not rear guards. So, yeah, it's still almost like Salome in a sense that it gets power, it gets critical, and the cost needs you to have at least 4 Jewel Knight rear guards. Yeah, it's really similar. And for this card, yeah, plus 5k, plus 1 critical. And when you attack your opponent, it's a plus 2k. When Salome attacks alone, she gets a, well, with her abilities active, when she attacks alone without the boost, she hits for 12k, 2 crits. When he hits alone, well, in Legion formation of course, you hit for 27, 2 crits. See how that's an upgrade? So yeah, continuing on. I run 2 copies of Broken Heart Jewel Knight Ashley Reverse. So Ashley Reverse is really good because of its ability of Limit Break, Counter Blast 1, choose one of your Jewel Knight rear guards to lock it. I choose one of my opponent's front row rear guard and retire it. From my deck, I can switch 1 Jewel Knight unit and call it to the rear guard circle. So yeah, this is the only card in Jewel Knight that can retire your opponent's front row. It's minus your opponent 5k interceptor while gaining a 5k interceptor of your own if you call it grade 2. So yeah, I don't really run Pure Heart Jewel Knight in this deck, so the cross-ride ability isn't really important right here, so I won't explain that. Now that's done with the grade 3s, let's go on with the grade 2s. First off, I run 3 copies of Pure Wind Jewel Knight Kimberliness. Kimberliness. Its ability is Soul Blast 1, a special Soul Blast 1 Jewel Knight. When this unit intercepts, if you have 3 or more other Jewel Knight rear guards, its shield gets plus 10,000. So with enough Jewel Knight rear guards, it's a 15,000 interceptor. It's a really good card. So even if you're not using it to intercept, it's like a target. People hate this card. So I've been in some situations where people use their vanguards to hit this guy, and when I guarded that attack, they actually used the other 2 rear guards to try to eliminate him. It's a really funny sight. So it's just, yeah, it saves you because they don't hit your vanguard. It's a freaking hitting target. Or when people have like retire units, units with retire ability, they will choose him first. just because of its intercept. Even though you don't have enough units to activate its ability, people will still screw it up. I don't know why, just... Yeah, continuing on. The unit that I told you about earlier, 3 copies of Jewel Knight Swordman. This is a really good card. With its ability of Special Counter +1. When this unit appears on the rearguard circle, you can search your deck for up to 1 Grade 1 or less Jewel Knight rearguard and call it to a rearguard circle. Yeah, so that's it. It helps a lot with the field, but that's all I can say about that. The next card is Banding Jewel Knight Veranda, which I run 2 copies of. Veranda is an 11k attacker if I have a Vanguard with Ashley in the name. I know in this deck I only run 2 Ashley Reverse, which doesn't really make a sense if I use this card, but yeah, it's just a backup thing. It's a backup thing. Since I don't really have like better options, I want to keep this in Jewel Knight form. So yeah, that's all there is to it. Next off, I run 2 copies of Fellowship Jewel Knight Tracy. Tracy here is a 12k attacker if you have 3 or more other Jewel Knight rearguards. Yeah, most of the cards of Jewel Knight require 3 other Jewel Knight rearguards. It's really a pain to use, but it's not really that hard to reach that situation. So it's a 12k attacker, nothing much to say about that. Next, 2 copies of Linking Jewel Knight Tilda. Its ability is Counter +1 with Jewel Knight in the name. When a Grade 3 with Jewel Knight... Wait, hold on. Yeah. Oh, it's just a Counter +1, sorry about that. When a unit with Jewel Knight, with a Grade 3 Jewel Knight unit appears on the Vanguard circle, you can search your deck for a Grade 1 or below and call it to a rearguard circle. Shuffle your deck afterwards. It's a setup. You have to put her down before you write a Grade 3 to activate its ability. But even if you don't think of using her ability, you call it out. And this is also a target for people to hit. People just hate these cards. It's really funny. I wanted to put more of her, but I don't really have it right now. I use it up in my other deck, so yeah. That should be it for my Grade 2s. Yeah, it is. So now it's for the Grade 1s. For Grade 1, to start off, I run 3 copies of Flashing Jewel Knight Isolde, the Perfect Guards. Perfect Guard, nothing to say about that. People tell me to run 4, but no. I want 1 space for this card, which is Summoning Jewel Knight Gloria with 1 copy. Quintet Wall really helps me out if I want to Legion, and yeah, I explained the importance of Quintet Wall in my Narukami Big Bang Knuckle Buster build. So if you guys wanna hear more about it, just go over there and take a look. Next up, I run 2 copies of Stinging Jewel Knight Shelly, the 10k attackers, with the same ability and yeah, the same cost as well. It needs 3 other Jewel Knight rearguards. Yes, it's a pain. I still use it just because. I still use it just because. Look, they're sisters. I can't take them apart. Come on, I have a heart. You guys are gonna call me idiots just after I say that. Anyways, okay, I run 4 units of Heatwind Jewel Knight Cymbeline, which is this guy. The effect is really special, which is when it appears on the rearguard circle, rest this unit, give another unit with Jewel Knight in the card name plus 10,000 if you have 3 or more other Jewel Knight rear guards. Again, with that limitation. But yeah, it's if you want to boost up your Vanguard for high power, just call it out, rest it up. It's a high power. You can give it to a stride unit as well, since, well, you guys do know that when you stride over, it takes over the name of your current Vanguard. So it still has a Jewel Knight in the name, so it's gonna be fine. This guy can help you even if you're on grade 2. Has no generation break limitations or no, well, only limitation is 3 other Jewel Knight rear guards. So it's also a good idea to use it on grade 2 just to troll around with your opponent's stride decks and legion decks. Just watch them rage over. It's really funny. Yeah. Next up, I run 1 copy of Jewel Knight Saber Me. I did tell you guys just now, Saber Me. It's, yeah, I told the ability. I only got my tongue, sorry about that. I only run 1 copy just because I can fetch him out almost anytime I want. Just, yeah, anytime I want. I have Tilda, I have Salome, and yeah, I have Tilda, I have Salome, I have Saber Me, just, Sword Me, just to call Saber Me out. So yeah, only 1 copy is needed. And it doesn't really affect me much if I don't really use him, since, I don't, yeah, my main is still this card. It's a Legion card, you don't really need damage and all that, so yeah, it's fine, it's fine. For remaining grade 1, I run 1 copy, 2 copies of Rain Element Tier. It's the Crate Element Unflipper of Soul Blast 2, unflipping any number of damage according to the Crate Element units face up in your generation zone. Which explains why I have these in the deck. If you want to call a lot with like Salome's ability and all of that, you will need Counterblast. Even though with my current playstyle, I don't really use Counterblast that much, I can, yeah, still find ways to use Counterblast if I want to. So yeah, I have to put 2 of it, but only 2, I don't need much. Now, to finish it off, the triggers, which are 4 criticals, plus 4 criticals, plus 4 criticals, and you guessed it, plus 4 criticals. 16 critical Jewel Knight deck. I know you guys are yelling over there right now, telling me that, hey, the Jewel Knight's actually a very stable deck, why did you do that? And there's only one reason why I do that. The person I built the deck for is really brutal in, well, yeah, the first time she actually played Vanguard was using my Brawler deck, and the 16 crit actually killed me. So yeah, she said that she likes 16 criticals, helps her kill a lot, so yeah, that is why I put 16 criticals. And it actually works out pretty much for me, pretty much very well for me as well. Yeah, 16 crits aren't joke, guys. Seriously aren't jokes, especially with Vanguards like Salome, and even, yeah, with the crit 2s, you can go for no guard, and suddenly you're taking 4 damage, just like that. So yeah, it hurts a lot. You guys can actually try 16 crits before criticizing, and just, yeah, you guys can tell me how it feels after you tried it yourself. So that pretty much wraps up the deck profile. So yeah, it's quite a long episode for this one, isn't it? Because I main Jewel Knight, so I kind of have a lot to talk about. So yeah, sorry about the long episode, guys. But I hope you guys liked it. Leave a like and comment if you wanna tell me anything, give me other suggestions and all that. And I'll see you guys next time.